Another game, another fourth quarter comeback. At this point, I don't even worry until the clock hits zero. What's up, Broncos country? My name is Brandon Gilchrist. Well, here we are again. Our Broncos complete another fourth quarter comeback. At some point, you just have to accept the fact that this is who this team is. They're going to play teams close. They like being in ugly matches. And somehow, if they keep it close in the fourth quarter, they're going to pull it out and they're going to win. And you just have to accept it. They're not going to play this beautiful, perfect football that you're looking for. They're not the Rams. They're not the Seahawks. They're not the Lions. They're the Denver Broncos. They play ugly football. They're a young team. They're going to get better. But for this year, the identity of this team is their defense. And their offense is there to do just enough to help them win. And that's what this team is. They've shown you that they can score in a race. Look at last week's drubbing against the Cowboys. Look how they handled the Bengals. They're going to beat down the teams that they're supposed to beat down. And then everybody else, they're going to pull them into an ugly contest where you're going to fight it out. And if it's close at the end of the day, the Broncos are going to pull it out. That's who they are. Let's talk about some key moments of this game. And there were a few. You knew going into it, you're talking about two top defenses going against each other, against mid-tier offenses. And that's how it played out. It was a grudge match, and you saw right from the beginning. Blocked field goal by Danico Autry. I didn't really know this going into the game. I missed this piece, but that dude is just known for blocking field goals. I didn't realize it was him that was the key to the blocked field goals that Houston had been. From there, you saw Broncos defense respond with a red zone stop. I mean, Houston had a reset on downs and was able to play. It was like 5 or 6 downs right there within the 5, and they didn't get in the end zone. God, I love our defense. From there, an unfortunate event. CJ Stroud was knocked out of this game with a concussion. A completely clean and legal hit. Of course, being on the receiving end of it, I would completely understand if Houston fans were upset, but you could see from the replay, and you could see the hesitation in the way CJ ran on that one. He wasn't sure if he wanted to slide, to brace, to keep running to try to get the first down. Ultimately, he slid late. Chris Abrams' drain still got him right in the chest, and unfortunately back of his head bounced off the back of the turf. That's just football. Prayers up for CJ. It looks like he's going to be okay. I did see that he and his mom posted a photo after post-game of him doing fine. Glad to see that. Here's to him playing in the next upcoming game. From there, you had Bo Nix throwing an interception. It was interesting with his deep ball today. He really seemed to try to give his receivers a chance to catch the ball. People have been talking about his overthrows, and this time around, he really tried to hang them up there for his receivers to go and get the ball. Unfortunately, it was against a swarming type of defense and a secondary that's really good at tracking the football, and one got away. There were a couple instances where there could have been 1 or 2 other interceptions as well. I'm okay with Bo putting it up there to give his receivers a chance. It was just today a day where they were floating a little bit on him, and it was giving it enough time for some playmakers in the Houston secondary to also have a chance at the ball. There was concern with Marvin Mims being out of this one when it comes to our punt return and kick return, and it absolutely showed up today. Michael Bandy was elevated from the practice squad, and unfortunately, not a good day for Michael Bandy. A muffed punt, one where it looked like he couldn't decide if he wanted to catch it or avoid it, and there you go, caught right in the middle, bouncing right off your dome, and recovered by Houston. A really frustrating moment in this game. But our defense, thankfully, backed it up, stopped Houston once again, held them to 3. From there, you saw Bo Nix put together a drive, a great one to Cortland Sutton. Right before that, he had a pretty open touchdown to Evan Ingram as well. They just weren't on the same page today, but great to see the Broncos put together a touchdown drive. Our defense was stellar throughout this entire game, held Houston to just field goals, and then fourth quarter came. And of course, fourth quarter Broncos, fourth quarter Bo Nix came alive. That touchdown to RJ Harvey, a thing of beauty. They've got something there. It really does seem like RJ Harvey is going to be that toolsy player. Line up in the backfield, line up on the line of scrimmage. They've got a bunch of different things they can do with that guy. Awesome to see RJ Harvey emerging in this one. Overall for this team, they got away from the run early. J.K. Dobbins had 29 yards in the first half. Massively frustrating to see. Sean Payton acknowledged it during the halftime interview that they've got to get back to the run. At this point, it really is just part of Sean Payton's DNA, especially I think with the experience that he has with Drew Brees. His default is to just want to throw the ball and keep the ball in the quarterback's hands. He's got a great run game, and I really hope that the team is screaming at him to run the ball. He acknowledges it. He knows it himself. But my word, somebody needs to keep yelling it in his ear. Run the ball. It is the strength of the offense. It was great to also see the penalties get under control this week. 4 penalties for 41 yards. Great to see that that wasn't a huge impact on the game. A small note, 2 of the penalties did result in Houston getting first downs. So that is still something we need to keep improving on. Taking a look at our defense, not giving up a touchdown all game. That's the 4th time they've done that this year. If that's not elite defense, I don't know what is. They got 4 sacks in this one today. Dre Greenlaw notched a sack. He was all over the field. You could truly feel his presence. Again, his snaps were limited today. When he was in there, he was making plays. The real difference you see when Drake Greenlaw is in there really showed up in the goal line stand. When opposing offensive players come into contact with Drake Greenlaw, they stop. He's a wall. They don't move beyond that. And that is huge to have right in the middle of our defense. For the opposing runners, our defense held them to 2.8 yards a carry. They really shut down that run, which was awesome to see. In terms of third down, the Texans only converted 3 of 17 for 17%. Come on, defense. Once again, they were so close to multiple turnovers in this one. Talanoa Hufanga, I want to say he had 2, maybe 3 opportunities and interceptions in this one. 1 clear one in the fourth quarter. I know he's disappointed, but I also know with the way that guy plays, he's going to get one. He's going to get a few at some point here between now and the end of the year. And Zach Allen, my goodness, that dude was disruptive up the field today. It was a huge day for Zach Allen of getting pressure on the QB and getting a sack right when we needed it in the fourth quarter as well. In terms of our offense, a slow start once again. But you have to take into context with this one that they were playing what's arguably the best defense in the league. And they played like they always do, keeping it close, scoring here and there, and then doing what's necessary in the fourth quarter to make sure the team wins. When you take a look at it from a stats perspective, it played out how other opponents have played against the Houston defense. Houston allows 266 yards a game. The Broncos had 271 total yards. Houston allows 170 yards a game passing. Broncos had 171 yards passing. Houston allows 88 yards a game rushing. The Broncos had 100 yards rushing. Houston allows about 15 points a game. The Broncos had 18. Enough to make sure they got the win. It played out exactly as it was supposed to. For the offense, the chemistry once again seems to be this mix of missed throws and dropped passes. And you just got to chalk it up to chemistry, time together, and all of the positions working and learning to play together in this offense. When we talk about Bo Nix, it wasn't his best day statistically, but once again, the kid does what needs to be done to make sure this team secures a win. He's just not quite getting the deep ball just right. It's getting better. I like that he was giving his guys a chance today. It was tough going up against this type of secondary, but I kind of like the fact that he's giving his receivers a chance more than just overthrowing them. You got to hand it to Houston's defense. There were a few occasions on this one where they absolutely sped up Bo's clock, which forced him into some errant throws. In the fourth quarter, Bo Nix finally used his legs. I still want to see him use them more. To me, at this point, we're talking about 9 games in, it's clear to me Bo is trying to learn how to play quarterback and win from the pocket. And it seems like that's the coaching point for Sean as well. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, what helps you succeed in the playoffs is winning from the pocket, having a good defense, and having a good run game. It's evident to me that Bo is really trying to win from the pocket and only using his legs when it comes down to being the difference between this team winning or losing. And we just got to wait for things to click for him. And it's just more time in this offense, more coaching from Sean Payton and that offensive staff, more time together as a team. It's a long-term view, which for fans can be hard. But I think what you've got to chalk it up to is, are they winning or are they not? And right now at 7-2, they're winning while he develops into being a better pocket passer. So you just got to take it. And again, I've said it before, go along for the ride. In terms of the day rushing, JK once again having about 14 to 15 carries in this one. It was for 61 yards at 4.1 yards a carry. You want him to use him more, but again, as long as they're getting the win, it feels like Sean's going to stick with that formula and really look to unleash him come playoff time. In terms of special teams, this is absolutely an area of concern for me. You've got a muffed punt. You've got a blocked field goal. You have a big return that happened. The special teams have absolutely gone backwards from where they were last year. And they've got to improve quick because they cannot be the difference between us winning and losing come this late push in the year and in the playoffs. With that being said, both Jeremy Crawshaw and Will Lutz had good days. Jeremy Crawshaw was punting the crap out of the football today. 8 punts, 53.5 yard average with 2 inside the 20. The dude was knocking it out of the park. And in terms of Will Lutz, he also had a good day. He was, again, the difference between us winning and losing here. Another game-winning kick for Will Lutz, and he was money. Also, that dude is incredible at kickoffs and putting it right in between the 5 and the end zone with those placement kickoffs. He's been money with that all year. And that's a huge piece of helping this team when it comes to the position battle on the field. Let's talk about build the bunker and bring the thunder. When it comes to build the bunker, we were just talking about it. I have some major concerns about this special teams. It can't continue on this trajectory, and it's got to get better fast. You really felt Marvin Mims missing in this one today. I hope that he's making it through the concussion protocol and getting healthy. We need him on the field for our special teams. In terms of bring the thunder, hats off to our offensive line today. You're talking about an incredibly disruptive Houston Texans defense. And though their defense had its moments, our offensive line did a great job in pretty much containing them and allowing Bo to do what he needed to do in this game. It's been great to see Alex Palczewski step in there for Ben Powers and really bolster this offensive line so they could continue their success in protecting our quarterback. Now let's give some weekly salutes. We've got a few this week. First and foremost, I want to give a salute to Dave Logan. He's better known as the voice of the Broncos. He called his 600th game today, and I'm glad it was a win. Any special moment that's basically happened in my lifetime with the Denver Broncos, I hear Dave Logan making that call. From the DT touchdown reception in the playoffs against the Steelers to our Broncos winning the 3 Super Bowls that they've won, Dave Logan has been a part of that, and it's awesome to see him call his 600th game today. Here's to 600 more, Dave. The next salute I want to give is to Alex Palczewski. He was actually questionable today for the game because of an illness, and he played today. So playing through an illness, tough man award there. Salute to Alex Palczewski for playing through this one and helping the team make sure they got the win. The next guy I want to salute is Zach Allen. Like I said, an incredibly disruptive day for him. 5 tackles, 4 of them solo, 1 tackle for a loss, a sack, and 2 passes defensed. Talk about disruption. Zach Allen, have yourself a day, man. Great day, and salute to you, sir. And then finally, my last salute I want to give to Talanoa Hufanga. Week after week, we see this guy all over the field. When a big play happens, he is the safety that makes sure it doesn't end in a TD. When we need a pressure or a key blitz in a situation, he's the guy that does that as well. He's also key in the run game, and he's going to get his turnovers soon as well. He's been close on a few the last couple games. That's going to happen as well. Talanoa Hufanga today, 9 tackles, 5 of them solo, 2 passes defensed. That dude is all over the field. I am so happy he is a part of the Broncos. He is the exact type of safety that I love our team to have. Salute to you, sir, on a great day. Y'all, our Broncos are tied for the best record in football right now. Yes, there are things to fix, but you have to embrace what this team is. They're winning. Is it pretty? No, but it ain't about being pretty. It's about winning the game. And make no mistake, when you get to the playoffs, being able to win in all different kinds of ways, they've done it in a track race. They've done it in a comeback win. They've done it in keeping close and relying on the defense. At the end of the day, all that matters is this team knows how to win. And you can feel it in their confidence on the field. They have a quick turnaround to play their next division matchup against the Raiders on Thursday Night Football. I'm excited about that one. Let's keep it going, Broncos country. How are you feeling about this win? Are you excited about the Broncos record? Shoot, they haven't been 7-2 since 2015. Let me know in the comments. As always, be kind. Talk to you soon, Broncos country.